Mastering the Art of Positive Thinking. Discovering the Joy in Every Moment. Written by Olivia Telford. Narrated by Russell Newton. According to a study conducted by the Harvard Chan School of Public Health, optimistic women reduce their risk of dying from disease by 30%. Additionally, the University of California found that people with a positive attitude have a higher chance of living longer and experiencing better health in general. The statistics don't lie. A positive mindset has a significant effect on our overall quality of life, and the science proves it. Not only does the science prove it, but my life is evidence that your thoughts are like a compass, and they'll steer you in whichever direction you channel them. 5 years ago, I was the quintessential negative Nancy. My life was miserable. I was a chronic complainer. I had a victim mentality and a problem for every solution. But I genuinely believed I had every right to be this way. You see, I was raised in an abusive household. My dad was an alcoholic, and all I remember growing up was him beating my mom mercilessly every day until I was 11 years old and she found the courage to leave him. Although I was physically free from that trauma, mentally, I was scarred. And my life didn't get much better after that. We moved from shelter to shelter, and I didn't have stability until I turned 16, found a job, saved some money, and moved into my own place. As the saying goes, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and I turned out just like my mother, bouncing from one abusive relationship to the next. When I escaped from the evil stronghold that my last partner had over me, I'd concluded that all men were the same, and the only way to secure my safety was to remain single. I did that for 7 years, but I still wasn't happy. Due to my childhood and adult trauma, my mind was a mess, and I was destroying myself from the inside out. But things changed for me one day when a friend who had started her healing journey invited me to a women's conference. The head speaker had a similar story to mine, but worse. She had been to hell and back, but was standing strong, telling her story in the hope of inspiring others. I left that conference with one sentence etched on my heart. The trauma you endured wasn't your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. That night, the shackles on my mind began to crumble. I could see light at the end of the tunnel. I decided I was going to use my pain as fuel to empower myself and others. After a lot of soul-searching, therapy, and working on myself, I can proudly say I am no longer who I used to be. Today, I'm an author, a speaker, and I teach others how to develop and cultivate a positive mindset. I've condensed everything I've learned about the power of positivity over the past 5 years and put it in an audiobook so you can have access to the life-transforming information you need in order to become who you were destined to be. In this audiobook, you'll learn why your negative mindset is holding you back, how the transformative power of positivity affects our brains, bodies. Chapter 1. The Power of Positive Thinking. Understanding how your thoughts shape your reality. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a bad mood, everything seems to go wrong? You spill your coffee, your computer crashes, and you drop your phone in a puddle, all in the same morning. On the other hand, when you're in a positive frame of mind, things tend to run smoothly. You find a parking space immediately, you find what you're looking for as soon as you walk in the store, and you get a string of compliments from the opposite sex. This isn't just a coincidence. What you put out into the world has a powerful effect on your reality. In fact, The way you think about a situation can determine how it turns out. This is known as the law of attraction. What is the law of attraction? The law of attraction is a universal principle that has existed since the beginning of time, but the concept has gained popularity in recent years, particularly in the self-help and personal development communities. It suggests that our thoughts and emotions have the power to shape our reality and attract into our lives the things we focus on. The earliest records of the law of attraction can be traced back to the beginning of the 1900s, when authors like William Walker Atkinson and Wallace Wattles wrote about the power of thought and how it could be used to manifest desires. However, it wasn't until the release of the 2006 book and subsequent film The Secret by Rhonda Byrne that the concept gained widespread attention. In The Secret, Byrne and other contributors explain how the law of attraction works and share personal stories of how it has helped them achieve their goals. Since then, numerous books, courses, and workshops have been created to teach people how to apply the law of attraction in their own lives. The idea is centered around quantum physics and its core principles, which suggest that the universe and everything in it is composed of energy, and that our emotions and thoughts are also forms of energy. According to the law of attraction, our thoughts and emotions create a magnetic field that attracts similar energy. In other words, if we focus on positive emotions and thoughts, we will attract the things we want into our lives, while negative emotions and thoughts will attract the things we don't want. The law of attraction is therefore a powerful tool for creating the life we want by aligning our thoughts and emotions with our desires. One of the foundational principles of the law of attraction is positive thinking. What is positive thinking? Positive thinking is the practice of focusing on the positive aspects of life, rather than dwelling on the negative. It involves consciously choosing to think good thoughts about yourself, others, and the world around us. Positive thinking can have a powerful impact on our lives, helping to improve our mental and physical health and increasing our overall sense of well-being. The power of positive thinking lies in the way it can change our perspective on life. When we focus on the positive, we are more likely to see opportunities instead of obstacles, to appreciate the good things in our life. Chapter 2. How to overcome fear and develop courage and self-belief. Fear can be defined as an emotional response to a perceived threat or danger, whether real or imagined. It can manifest in a variety of physical, mental, and behavioral ways, including a racing heart, sweaty palms, trembling, feelings of dread, avoidance, and panic. When we perceive a threat or danger, our brain automatically initiates a fear response. This response is activated by the amygdala, a small, almond-shaped structure located in the brain's temporal lobe, which processes sensory information from our environment and sends signals to other areas of the brain to prepare the body for action. One of the primary responses to fear is the fight-or-flight response, which is triggered by the release of adrenaline and other stress hormones into the bloodstream. This response prepares the body to either confront the perceived threat or to flee from it. Fear can also trigger other physiological responses, such as increased heart rate, rapid breathing, sweating, and heightened senses. These responses help to prepare the body for immediate action and can enhance our ability to respond to threats effectively. However, while fear can be helpful in keeping us safe in dangerous situations, it can also be debilitating when it becomes excessive or irrational. One of the acronyms for fear is false evidence appearing real. In other words, whatever it is that you're afraid of doesn't necessarily have the power you think it has. Your imagination has created a scenario, and you keep playing it over and over in your mind until you start believing it. When you get to the point where you have more faith in your fear than yourself, paralysis sets in, and you become stagnant in life. You become terrified of failure, and so don't bother trying. People fear many things in life, including the fear of failure. The fear of failure is a common human emotion that affects people of all ages, genders, and backgrounds. It's the feeling of anxiety and apprehension that arises when one anticipates the possibility of not achieving a desired outcome or failing to meet a particular expectation. Here are some reasons why people may have a fear of failure. Social pressure. Society has a set of expectations and norms that dictate how people should behave and what they should achieve. These expectations can create pressure to succeed, and the fear of failing to meet these expectations can be overwhelming. Personal expectations. Individuals often set high standards for themselves, which can create pressure to succeed. When these expectations are not met, the fear of failure can be intense. Perfectionism. The pursuit of perfection is a common trait in many people, and this can lead to a fear of failure. Perfectionists often feel that anything less than perfect is a failure, and this can create anxiety around attempting new things. Self-esteem. Chapter 3. How to identify and overcome limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are negative thoughts or attitudes that we hold about ourselves, others, or the world around us. They limit our potential for success, happiness, and personal growth. These beliefs are often deeply ingrained and may be based on past experiences, societal conditioning, or cultural norms. They can be so ingrained that we may not even be aware of them or their impact on our lives. Limiting beliefs can take many forms, but they all share one common characteristic. They prevent us from achieving our goals and living the life we desire. For example, if you believe you are not smart enough to succeed in a particular field, you are less likely to pursue that field and may miss out on opportunities that could have led to success. Limiting beliefs can also manifest as self-doubt, fear, and a lack of confidence. These beliefs can hold us back in a variety of areas, including our relationships, career, health, and finances. They may also cause us to feel stuck, overwhelmed, or powerless, preventing us from taking action or making positive changes in our lives. Some common examples of limiting beliefs include, I'm not good enough, feeling inadequate and unworthy of success or love. I'm too old or young, believing that age is a barrier to achieving one's goals. I'm not smart enough, believing that one lacks intelligence or the ability to learn. Money is the root of all evil. Having a negative attitude towards wealth and believing that it is immoral or corrupt. I can't trust anyone. Having a fear of being hurt or betrayed by others, and therefore avoiding close relationships. I'm not lucky. Believing that success is determined by fate or luck, and that one is destined to fail. I'm too busy. Using a lack of time as an excuse to avoid pursuing one's goals or taking on new challenges. I don't deserve happiness. feeling guilty or unworthy of happiness and pleasure in life. I'm not creative, believing that one lacks imagination or artistic ability. I have to be perfect, having unrealistic expectations of oneself and fearing failure or criticism. Where do limiting beliefs come from? Most people live their lives unconsciously. Unless we're forced to, we rarely reflect on why we think the way we do, and most importantly, why we think about ourselves the way we do. Your limiting beliefs have a root cause. Here are some of them. Childhood experiences. Childhood experiences play a significant role in shaping our beliefs and perceptions of the world around us. Positive experiences can lead to a healthy sense of self-worth, while negative experiences can lead to limiting beliefs that can hold us back from reaching our full potential. Chapter 4. Letting go of negativity. Forgiveness, acceptance, and moving on. I held resentment against my father for years because of what he did to my mom and me, and I couldn't shake it. I hated him with a deep passion and wanted him to suffer for what he did, but the further along I traveled on my healing journey, the more I realized that my negative emotions were not serving me. In fact, they were crippling me. I was overcoming so much, and the changes in my life were evident. But there was a glass ceiling holding me back, and I couldn't get any higher until I shattered it. What does it mean to let go? Letting go is the act of releasing attachments or emotional investment in something or someone. It involves accepting the reality of a situation and moving on from it, without holding on to negative feelings, thoughts, or behaviors linked to that situation. The concept of letting go is often associated with the Buddhist philosophy of non-attachment, which emphasizes the impermanence of all things and the suffering that arises from clinging to them. Letting go requires acknowledging that everything in life is constantly changing, and that holding on to the past or obsessing over the future can prevent us from experiencing the present moment fully. Letting go can be applied to different aspects of life, including relationships, career, personal growth, and even material possessions. Here are some examples of what it looks like to let go. Relationships. Letting go of a toxic or unhealthy relationship can be challenging, but it is necessary for personal growth and well-being. This involves accepting that the relationship is not serving your best interests and moving on without resentment or anger. Hurt. Letting go of hurt means releasing the negative thoughts and emotions associated with the painful experience. It means extending forgiveness to the person and making a conscious decision to move on from the hurt instead of dwelling on it and allowing it to affect you. Career. When a job no longer fulfills you or aligns with your values, letting go of it can be scary, but it can lead to new opportunities and personal growth. This involves accepting that change is inevitable and embracing new challenges. Personal growth. If you want your life to take a new and fulfilling direction, it's important to let go of negative self-talk. This involves acknowledging the thoughts and beliefs that are holding you back and replacing them with positive affirmations and empowering beliefs. Material possessions. Letting go of material possessions that no longer serve a purpose or bring joy can create space for new experiences and growth. This involves being mindful of your relationship with your belongings and letting go of the attachment you have with them. For example, You might be holding on to clothes, CDs, or jewelry from a past relationship. These items could actually be preventing you from finding your soulmate. Chapter 5. Cultivating Gratitude. Learning to appreciate the good in your life. When I first heard about the concept of gratitude, I laughed out loud at the thought of being thankful for the life I hated. It made no sense to me, and I simply couldn't get my head around it. As far as I was concerned, I had nothing to be grateful for. I had just come out of an abusive relationship, I'd lost all my friends, and I was living in a shelter. Where was the joy in this? The truth is that there wasn't any. But there was also another truth, and that was that I was alive, and I had a chance to start my life again. I had a bed to sleep in, a roof over my head, food to eat, and clothes on my back. It was my choice which of these truths I focused on. I quickly discovered that it felt much better to focus on what I did have instead of on what I didn't, and that is the essence of gratitude. What is gratitude? Gratitude is the quality of being thankful, appreciative, and recognizing the positive aspects of life. It's a fundamental aspect of human nature that allows us to recognize the good things that we have in our lives and to feel thankful for them. Gratitude is an emotion that arises when we perceive that someone has done something good for us, or when we recognize the positive qualities of someone or something. At its core, gratitude involves a sense of thankfulness and appreciation for the good things in life, including relationships, experiences, possessions, and achievements. It involves recognizing the value of what we have and acknowledging the positive contributions of others. Gratitude can be directed towards a person, a group of people, an experience, nature, or the universe. The benefits of gratitude. As I have personally experienced, there are several benefits associated with gratitude. These include the following. Boosts self-esteem. When we're grateful, we focus on the positive things in our lives rather than the negative. This shift in focus can help us feel more optimistic and confident. When we focus on the good things in our lives, we're more likely to feel good about ourselves. Appreciation for self. Gratitude can also help us appreciate ourselves more. When we focus on what we are thankful for, we may also recognize our own efforts and achievements. This recognition can lead to a greater sense of self-worth and confidence. Less social comparison. Gratitude can also help reduce the tendency to compare ourselves to others. When we are grateful, we're less likely to focus on what we lack or what others have that we don't. This shift in focus can help us feel more content and less envious, leading to increased self-esteem. Positive emotions. Gratitude is linked to positive emotions such as joy, contentment, and happiness. When we experience these emotions, we are more likely to feel good about ourselves. Positive emotions can help us feel more confident, resilient, and motivated. Improves well-being. Chapter 6. Mindful awareness. Staying present and focused on the positive. Do you find yourself rushing through life without savoring precious moments? Or maybe you're always thinking about the past, regretting some of the things you've done, and wishing you'd done certain things? How about worrying about the future? How are you going to afford to send the children to college and make ends meet if the economy doesn't get any better? When you go through life like this, you miss the beauty and joy of it, which can lead to stress, depression, and anxiety. The question is, how do you stay in the present moment and maximize all that life has to offer? The answer? Mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is a state of being fully present and engaged in the present moment with a non-judgmental and accepting attitude. It involves paying attention to one's thoughts, emotions, bodily sensations, and surroundings without getting lost in distractions or judgments. The practice of mindfulness has roots in ancient Buddhist traditions, but it has been adapted and popularized in modern Western psychology and medicine as a therapeutic technique to reduce stress, anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. Mindfulness can be cultivated through various techniques, such as mindfulness meditation, mindful breathing, mindful eating, and mindful movement. These practices involve intentionally focusing one's attention on the present moment and becoming aware of any distractions or judgments that arise, and then, gently and non-judgmentally, bringing the focus back to the present moment. One of the key concepts of mindfulness is the idea of acceptance. Instead of trying to control or avoid unpleasant thoughts, emotions, or sensations, you are encouraged to accept them as they are and observe them without judgment. This can help reduce the tendency to get caught up in negative thought patterns and emotions, which can lead to a greater sense of calm and well-being. Another important aspect of mindfulness is self-awareness. By becoming more aware of one's own thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations, one can begin to recognize patterns and triggers that may be contributing to stress or other issues. This can help in developing more effective coping strategies and making positive changes in your life. The 5 basic tenets of mindfulness are: 1. Attention. Mindfulness begins with paying attention to the present moment. This means focusing on what is happening around you right now, without judgment or distraction. This can be done by paying attention to your breath, your thoughts, your sensations, or your surroundings. 2. Curiosity. Mindfulness involves being curious about your thoughts and experiences rather than trying to avoid or suppress them. This means approaching your thoughts and emotions with an open and non-judgmental attitude and exploring them with a sense of curiosity and interest. 3. Acceptance. Mindfulness requires accepting things. Chapter 7. Visualizing positivity, the power of imagery in enhancing your well-being. Would you believe me if I told you that everything I'm doing now I saw within before it became my reality? Well, that's exactly what happened. I developed a clear picture in my mind of what I wanted to achieve, and now I'm living it. Visualization involves using your imagination to see yourself living your dreams. To some people, the concept of visualization is a bit far-fetched. I mean, so what if you can imagine yourself doing something? It doesn't mean you're going to achieve it. This is correct, if you don't put any action behind the practice. Of course, you can't sit visualizing all day and expect everything you want to land in your lap. But you do have the ability to see into the unseen realm and create from there. Think about it like this. Everything you own today was a thought before it became a physical object. If you're using an iPhone, Steve Jobs one day thought about a phone that could connect to the internet, take photos, and do everything else that the iPhone does. He then went to work, and today, millions of people around the world own an iPhone. The benefits of visualization. Besides giving us the ability to see things before they manifest, visualization has several benefits. These include the following. Accelerates healing. Visualization is a technique that involves creating mental images of desired outcomes or experiences. It's been used in various contexts, including sports, personal development, and healing. There's a growing body of evidence suggesting that visualization can indeed speed up healing. Here's how. Healing is a complex process that involves multiple physiological systems and interactions between cells, tissues, and organs. One critical aspect of healing is the role of the immune system, which helps the body fight off infection and repair damaged tissues. The immune system consists of various cells, including white blood cells, that can recognize and destroy foreign invaders, such as bacteria and viruses. Visualization can enhance the immune response by activating specific brain regions that influence the immune system. When we visualize an outcome or experience, such as healing from an injury, the brain activates similar neutral circuits as if we were experiencing it in reality. For example, when we visualize moving our hand, the same brain regions responsible for actual movement are activated. Similarly, when we visualize healing, the brain regions involved in the immune response are activated. One of the critical brain regions involved in the immune response is the hypothalamus-pituitary-adrenal HPA axis. The HPA axis regulates the release of stress hormones, such as cortisol, which can influence immune function. Visualization can activate the HPA axis and stimulate the release of stress hormones, which can enhance the immune response. Studies have shown that visualization can increase the production of antibodies. Chapter 8. Breathe your way to positivity. Breathing techniques to improve your state of mind. Breathing is a fundamental function of the human body that occurs involuntarily, but it can also be consciously controlled. Studies show that the way we breathe can have a significant impact on our overall well-being, including our emotional state and happiness. Here are some of the ways in which breath can influence your happiness. Calms the mind. When we take slow, deep breaths, we activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for the rest and digest response in the body. This helps to calm the mind and reduce stress, anxiety, and tension. Increases oxygen intake. Oxygen is essential for the proper functioning of the body and brain. When we take slow, deep breaths, we increase the amount of oxygen we take in, which can improve our mood, energy levels, and cognitive function. Releases tension. When we breathe deeply, we activate the diaphragm and other muscles involved in breathing. This can help to release tension in the body, especially in the neck, shoulders, and chest, which are common areas where we hold stress. Improves focus and concentration. Deep breathing can increase the flow of oxygen to the brain, which can improve focus, concentration, and cognitive function. This can lead to a greater sense of productivity and accomplishment, which can contribute to overall happiness. Enhances positive feelings. Breathing exercises, such as gratitude breathing, where you focus on feeling grateful while taking slow, deep breaths, can enhance feelings of positivity and gratitude. This can contribute to more happiness and improved well-being. Improves sleep. Deep breathing can promote relaxation, which can lead to better sleep. A good night's sleep is essential for overall well-being, and when we are well rested, we're more likely to feel happy and content. Here are some breathing techniques to help calm the mind, induce relaxation, and assist you in developing a more positive outlook. 4-7-8 breathing exercise. The 4-7-8 breathing exercise is a simple but powerful breathing exercise that can help calm the mind and reduce stress and anxiety. It achieves this by activating the body's relaxation response. By slowing down your breathing and focusing on your breath, you can lower your heart rate and blood pressure. The technique involves taking a deep breath in for 4 seconds, holding it for 7 seconds, and then exhaling slowly for 8 seconds. The exercise can be done at any time, but it is particularly effective when done before bed to promote relaxation and better sleep. Here's how to do the 4-7-8 breathing exercise. Chapter 9, The Power of Meditation. Meditate your way to happiness. Meditation is something I found extremely helpful during my positivity journey, and I still practice it today. I was a bit skeptical at first because I had bought into the misconception that meditation was about emptying your mind and sitting in complete silence for several hours. I assumed it was something only extreme Buddhists practiced, and that normal people couldn't participate in it. But after doing some research, I learned I was wrong, and that you can meditate for as little as 2 minutes per day and still reap the benefits. I also discovered that clearing the mind entirely wasn't the goal, and that it's normal for the mind to wander during meditation. Before giving you some practical tips on meditation, here's some information about what meditation is and how it benefits you. What is meditation? Meditation has its roots in ancient spiritual traditions, including Buddhism, Hinduism, and Jainism. However, due to its many benefits, it has become a mainstream practice that millions of people worldwide participate in. Meditation involves focusing the mind on a thought, object, or activity to achieve a clear and calm state of mind. Meditation is so effective because it rewires the brain. Here's how. Increases gray matter. Gray matter is the area of the brain that contains the cell bodies of neurons responsible for processing information. Research suggests that meditation helps increase gray matter density in the following ways. Neural activity. Meditation involves focusing attention on a single object or thought. As a result, the neural activity in the brain increases. Studies have shown that an increase in neural activity leads to the development of new connections between neurons and the strengthening of existing connections. This process is known as neuroplasticity. Stress reduction. Meditation has been shown to reduce the levels of the stress hormone cortisol. High levels of cortisol have been linked to the shrinking of gray matter in the brain, particularly in the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making and emotional regulation. By reducing stress levels, meditation may help to prevent the negative effects of cortisol on gray matter. Self-awareness. Many forms of meditation involve introspection and self-reflection. These practices can enhance self-awareness, which has been shown to stimulate neural activity in the brain. Studies have found that individuals with high levels of self-awareness have increased gray matter density in the prefrontal cortex. Attention regulation. Meditation is a practice that requires the regulation of attention. This can improve cognitive function and increase the density of gray matter in the areas of the brain responsible for attention and focus, such as the Chapter 10, The Power of Yoga. Yoga and the Happiness Effect. Yoga is an ancient spiritual and physical practice that originated in India over 5,000 years ago. It is a holistic practice that integrates physical postures, breathing techniques, meditation, and philosophical teachings to promote physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. At its core, yoga is a way to unite the mind, body, and spirit to cultivate inner peace, balance, and harmony. The word yoga is derived from the Sanskrit root yuj, which means to yoke or unite. The practice of yoga involves performing physical postures or asanas, which are designed to stretch, strengthen, and balance the body. These postures are often combined with controlled breathing techniques, or pranayama, which help to calm the mind, reduce stress, and increase vitality. In addition to the physical postures and breathing techniques, yoga also incorporates meditation and philosophical teachings. Meditation helps to quiet the mind and cultivate a deeper sense of awareness and inner peace. The philosophical teachings of yoga are rooted in the ancient texts of the Vedas and include principles such as nonviolence, truthfulness, contentment, self-discipline, and self-awareness. There are many different styles of yoga, each with their own unique focus and approach. Some of the most popular styles include Hatha yoga, a gentle, slow-paced style of yoga that emphasizes physical postures and breathing techniques. Vinyasa yoga, a dynamic, flowing style of yoga that emphasizes synchronizing movement with breath. Ashtanga yoga, a challenging, athletic style of yoga that involves a set sequence of postures. Iyengar yoga, a precise, detail-oriented style of yoga that uses props, such as blocks, straps, and blankets, to help students achieve proper alignment. Kundalini yoga, a spiritual style of yoga that emphasizes meditation, breathing techniques, and the activation of the body's energy centers, or chakras. Restorative yoga, a relaxing, restorative style of yoga that involves holding gentle, supported postures for extended periods of time. Overall, yoga is a practice that can be adapted to suit the needs and abilities of individuals of all ages and fitness levels. Whether you're looking to improve your physical health, reduce stress, cultivate inner peace, or deepen your spiritual practice, yoga offers a wide range of benefits for both the mind and body. The benefits of yoga. Yoga is not only good for your physical health, it's also extremely beneficial for your mental health. Here's why. Relieves stress. High levels of the stress hormone cortisol are associated with a range of health problems, including anxiety, depression, and sleep disturbances. Yoga has been shown to reduce cortisol levels, which can help lower stress levels. Chapter 11, Cultivating Optimism in the Face of Adversity, Finding Joy and Hope in Difficult Times. Adversity will either make you or break you, depending on your perspective of it. As you've heard, my life was full of challenges. My childhood and many of my adult years were horrific, and I had no idea how to handle it, except to wallow in self-pity and become bitter. As far as I was concerned, my outlook was justified. I had suffered, and I had the right to feel the way I did. However, it wasn't benefiting me, and I had to change my perception of adversity before I could use it to my advantage. As I studied the lives of people who had endured extreme hardship but come out winners, I realized that adversity had many benefits that could significantly improve my life if I was willing to allow it to work for me. The benefits of adversity. The benefit of adversity is a strange concept to the average person. After all, what use is pain? After everything I've been through, I would argue that pain is necessary for growth. If I hadn't suffered in life, I wouldn't be where I am today. Pain pushes you out of your comfort zone and forces you to reevaluate everything about yourself. There are several benefits to adversity, many of which I can personally testify to. Here are some of them. Resilience. Adversity can help develop resilience, which is the ability to bounce back from difficult situations. Personal growth. Overcoming adversity can lead to personal growth and self-awareness as individuals learn to better understand themselves and their capabilities. Increased empathy. Adversity can lead to increased empathy and understanding of others who may be going through similar challenges. Improved coping skills. Overcoming adversity can lead to improved coping skills as individuals learn to manage their emotions and navigate difficult situations. Greater appreciation. Adversity can help individuals develop a greater appreciation for the good things in their lives and can lead to greater gratitude and happiness. Strengthened relationships. Adversity can bring people closer together as individuals rely on one another for support and understanding. Increased creativity. Adversity can stimulate creativity and innovation as individuals are forced to find new and creative solutions to problems. Boosts problem-solving skills. Overcoming adversity can lead to enhanced problem-solving skills as individuals learn to think critically and develop strategies for overcoming obstacles. Greater sense of purpose. Adversity can help people develop a greater sense of purpose and meaning in their lives as they reflect on what truly matters to them. Improved mental health. While adversity can be challenging, overcoming it can lead to improved mental health as individuals learn to better manage stress and build resilience. The difference between joy and happiness. Chapter 12, How to Protect Your Positive Energy and Prioritize Your Peace. When I started my positivity journey, I quickly learned that meditation, yoga, and saying positive affirmations wasn't enough. I had to protect what I had built, because we live in a negative world. From the news we watch, to the radio stations we listen to, the magazines we read, and the people we associate with, we are continuously bombarded with negative information. It's a lot easier to cultivate a negative mindset than a positive one. Just listen to the average conversation. All you hear is people complaining about one thing or another. It's difficult to escape a pessimistic environment if you don't make a conscious decision to do so. Protecting your positive energy means taking intentional steps to maintain a positive state of mind, emotions, and overall sense of well-being. This can involve setting boundaries, practicing self-care, surrounding yourself with positive influences, and avoiding negative influences. When you protect your positive energy, you are essentially creating a buffer zone between yourself and external factors that can drain your energy, such as negative people, toxic environments, and stressful situations. This can help you maintain your inner peace, focus, and resilience, even in the face of adversity. Here are some tips on how to protect your positive energy and prioritize your peace. Keep toxic friends and family members at arm's length. Toxic friends and family members will always exist, and it's up to you whether you allow them to invade your space or not. Here are some of the most common toxic traits in people and how to keep such people at arm's length. The victim. A toxic person with the victim mentality is someone who consistently portrays themselves as a victim in their interactions with others, including their friendships. This individual often has a negative outlook on life, feels like they're constantly being mistreated or taken advantage of, and may have trouble taking responsibility for their own actions. Some common behaviors of a toxic friend with the victim mentality include seeking attention and sympathy. This individual may always be talking about their problems but never actually seeking solutions. They may also make others feel guilty for not constantly checking in on them or offering support. Blaming. Rather than taking responsibility for their own actions or circumstances, this person may constantly point the finger at others. They may believe that the world is against them and that everyone else is responsible for their misfortunes. Holding grudges. This individual may struggle to forgive and forget, holding on to past hurts and slights. They may bring up old arguments or conflicts repeatedly, even when these have been resolved. Passive-aggressive behavior. This person may make snide or sarcastic comments, or give backhanded compliments as a way. Chapter 13. Beyond positivity. Using your positive mindset to give back and make a difference in the world. We live in a world full of suffering and negativity. Although you alone don't have the ability to transform the world, everyone has a role to play. Waiting for the government or until you're in a better position in life isn't the answer. You can do something now by infusing your environment with positive energy and leaving positive footprints everywhere you go. It starts by making positivity the norm. This is not a phrase, it's a lifestyle, and your first step should be to incorporate positivity into your daily routine. Make positivity a part of your daily routine. Getting into a routine is the key to cultivating a positive mindset. The more you practice something, the easier it becomes to make it a part of your life. Here are some tips on how to make positivity a part of your daily routine. Wake up early. Rolling out of bed 30 minutes before work is the easiest way to give yourself a bad start to the day, and when you start your day off badly, it's more likely to continue that way, making it difficult to have a positive mindset. When you wake up early, you have time to do what needs to be done, and you eliminate the stress and frustration associated with rushing. Start with gratitude. Starting your day off with gratitude is a great way to focus your mind on everything you love about your life. Practicing gratitude puts you in a good mood, making it easier for you to radiate positivity throughout the day. Workout. Exercise stimulates the release of feel-good hormones, and so exercising every morning is a guaranteed way to start your day off on a positive note. Remember, you don't need to go to the gym to exercise. Practicing yoga or going for a jog will do. Listen to something positive. Whether you listen to a podcast, a motivational speaker, or a short message about hope, listening to something positive will lift your spirits and motivate you to remain positive throughout the day. Remind yourself. Visual reminders will help you remember to stay positive. Put notes around your house in the places you're most likely to see them, such as your mirror, fridge, and computer. Become a volunteer. Becoming a volunteer is a great way to make a difference in the world and help the less fortunate. Dedicating 1 hour of your time per week to a cause of your choice will help bring light and positivity to others. Here are some of the ways in which volunteering can help you bring more positivity into the world. Make a positive impact. Volunteering provides an opportunity to make a positive impact in the lives of others. It allows you to contribute to the betterment of society and make a difference in the world. By volunteering, you can help those in need, support a cause you care about, and promote positive change in your community. Contribute to your community. Volunteering allows you to give back to your community and contribute to its growth and development. It can help you build a sense of pride and connection to your community and make you feel like you're a part of something larger. Conclusion. I would love to be able to tell you that by applying the strategies mentioned in this audiobook, you'll become a positivity guru overnight. But I would be lying. The reason 1% of the population holds the majority of the world's wealth is because to achieve any level of success, it takes an extreme level of discipline and hard work. You've got to step outside your comfort zone and do the things you don't want to do in order to get where you want to get. But unfortunately, the average person is too comfortable in their comfort zone, and they simply don't have the drive and determination to achieve what they really want in life. But I trust that because you picked up this audiobook and listened to every word, you're ready to start, or you've already started taking action. Listening to self-help books is admirable. It's wise to gather knowledge, but acquiring knowledge is completely pointless if you don't use it. You can compare it to going to the gym, taking a seat, and hoping to achieve your dream body. Sounds ridiculous, right? But that's what most people do. They wish upon a star and remain stagnant. You must be willing to let go of negative thought patterns and behaviors that hold you back from experience the full benefits of positivity. This may involve making difficult choices or confronting uncomfortable truths about yourself, but ultimately, it is a necessary step in the journey towards a more fulfilling life. The power of positivity is not just a feel-good philosophy, but a scientifically validated approach to achieving greater well-being and happiness. I know it's possible to transform your mindset because I've done it. As you've heard, I had a victim mentality for the majority of my life. But things didn't change for me until I had the revelation that my healing was my responsibility. No amount of therapy or outside help was going to pull me out of the pit I was in. The best advice I got was to take one step at a time. And that's the same advice I'm going to give you. Take one step at a time. Changing the way you think isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And slow and steady will always win the race. I wrote this book because my journey has proved that it's possible to become the best version of yourself if you're willing to put the work in and refuse to give up. I want to leave you with this thought. I believe that the deepest desire of every human being is to be of service to others. But because so many people are stuck in survival mode, they have no choice but to do what they need to do to survive. You know that you could offer so much more to the world if you were operating at your highest potential. So, I want you to think about how much of a better world this would be if you were fulfilling your life's purpose. In the final chapter of the audiobook, I talked about being the change you want to see. The reality is that the world will never be perfect, but we all have a responsibility to contribute to making it perfect. It starts with you. Are you ready to use the power of positivity to transform your life so you can become the bright and shining star you were destined to be? I wish you every success on your journey to positivity. Thanks for listening. I really hope you enjoyed this. This has been Mastering the Art of Positive Thinking, Discovering the Joy in Every Moment. Written by Olivia Telford, narrated by Russell Newton. Copyright 2023 by Olivia Telford. Production copyright 2024 by Olivia Telford.